Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes. We're back with another one, guys. Before we get into it, let's give this video a thumbs up. If you're new around here, you already know what to do. So Wallstreet is happening, guys, and it's getting crazier and crazier by the day. The dip just keep on dipping, and we know exactly what one of their motive is, guys. Like I told you guys, it's not just one thing in particular on what's going on right now in the markets, but I honestly don't think it's as bad as they, make it out to be. And what I mean exactly by that is exactly what we just seen today. If it was as bad as it supposedly is, we wouldn't have the crazy run-ups, the crazy little short-lived spikes that we be experiencing. Like I told you guys, the stock market, if it was, that catastrophic, that crazy, that so much fear, the market would just keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. You won't never see no spikes. You won't see no spikes or no push back up until it's time for the market to recover and to actually go back up because of the economy coming back intact and, it's less fear. They tamed inflation. They tamed interest rates. They tamed the balance sheets. Once all that is tamed and caught up to each other and on a balanced level, then I could see the market actually recovering and going back up. But no, the market is going to recover and go back up way before that, way before everything is basically, finalized or fixed, or however the case may be, getting the economy back on a balanced level. Basically, the market is going to go up before that, and that lets you know how all of this is just a mind game. It's all, psychological. It's all just trying to get retail investors up out of these individual stocks. And it's not just one thing in particular. It's many different factors going on to why the market is down. But one of those factors to why all this is a major factor that the government do not want all these retail investors. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. The government do not want all these retail investors picking these individual stocks, good individual stocks that can grow their wealth 20-30% by the year, sometimes even 50%, because we know majority of the retail investors is in Tesla stock. A lot of people is attracted to Tesla, and majority of their portfolio straight Tesla. So that's why I had said Tesla was going to have a nice pullback and pull back the way it did, because they is, whether you believe it or not, they is hawking and preying on these retail investors, trying to still get some get back from the AMC GME situation that came about. Once it did come about, it attracted so many millions and millions and millions of people to the stock market. And they want you to come to the stock market. Don't get me wrong. They want you here because they want to take your money. They want to nip and take your money to your bank account till your portfolio is dry. And then you go get some more money and bring it right back. And they'll take that too. They want you here. But for you to come at a herd, that's just like if, I got a party going on. I want people to come to the party, but I don't want millions of people to come at the party at one time. It's over capacity. We can't even, it ain't going to be, things is just so unbalanced when you got so much traffic and so many people coming to one location at one time. And that's basically what happened in a nutshell with the AMC and GME situation. And now that all those people are in the market, they involved, they learning, they understanding what's going on, and they like, hey, let me stick around. I learned something. They snooping around. Now that they learned and they actually want to stick around and grow their wealth, the market has became this, what we're in now. That's why I told you guys, after that happened, we started seeing, I told you guys, the SEC, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with some type of new rule, some type of new rule with making it harder for retail investors to even get involved in the stock market. Because we know as of right now today, it's easy as just pulling out your phone and open a brokerage account, putting money in it, and you could trade, invest the same as, quick as today. I said they was going to make that process more harder. And it's them being media outlets coming out with things saying that the stock market is going to get more or harder. Basically, they didn't use the word harder, but more challenging in the future. So they didn't clarify exactly what they mean by that, but take it in whatever you think it means. I personally think it means going back to what I just originally said. They is going to make it more challenging for people, and they trying to make the market even more trickier now than it was before. The market is I ain't gonna say 100, very predictable. Before we got into the state that we in now, before, the GME, AMC frenzy took off, the stock market was very, very predictable. That's why I say during times you got to adapt. The market will change, it will shift, and certain things come about to make it do that. And one of those main things was because so many retail investors stormed the market, guys, and that's why they trying to make it harder. They still have the market coming down, bleeding, and the reason we having these little spikes and they running the market up just to catch people slipping. They want to continue to drain your money, because every time we have them spikes, I guarantee you it's a herd of retail investors that's pouring money into companies thinking the market is turning around and they about to make a quick buck, and then as soon as it flip on them and it go back red, they sell it for a loss. And they doing that over and over and over again, guys. So like I told you guys, we had a few companies that was holding the market up during all the mess that was going on. It was a few companies that was still surviving through all the madness, like Apple, Nvidia, Tesla. But even with Tesla beating earnings way better than expectations, we seen what happened to it. We seen exactly what happened to it. I prepared you guys for it. Even knowing the stance that Tesla was at, I still predicted on yesterday, a day before yesterday, that Tesla would fall $100 per share in share price, guys. In the worst case scenario, it was coming down to $776. But I said exactly it will come down to $883, around that range. And it did exactly that, guys, during a time of it reporting way better than expected earnings, guys. Blew earnings out of the water. And that still happened to Tesla, right? So, and like I told you guys, these large cap companies, these world largest companies that have earnings up and coming, some had earnings on today, will matter and will help with the direction and the dictation of the market, guys. You know that it's not going to be the only reason the market goes up or down. It could be a cost and part of, one factor that ties into why it go up or down. But of course, they would try to use it for a narrative for them, so you won't be left thinking, retail investors, people that don't know much, won't be left thinking, oh, like, why is the market running up today? We were just, all this that's going on, I thought it was falling more. Like, how all of a sudden it just get a spike like that today? That's weird. So they would say and put a narrative on front of, because it got a little part to do with it, of course, because it's a major company, guys. And like I told you guys, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla was some of the companies that was still maintaining the market and holding it up from falling as worse as it could have failed. But on certain situations, they'll try to make it seem as if it done more than what it actually have done. Like with Microsoft, earnings beat all across the board, greater than expectations. So with that being said, they'll try and say, look up the media, look at the articles, they'll say Microsoft was the cause of pushing the market up this morning, the spike that we seen, that we experienced. So, little things like that, guys, you just got to pay attention to. Also with Google, we know Google did, miss expectations. It didn't do as good as we expected Google to do. YouTube, very, very big disappointment. So you already know, guys, these things is going to be, we got a lot of earnings approaching. We got Tesla, great earnings, beat across the board. We got Facebook and Ford earnings after closing bell. We got Apple coming up tomorrow. We got Nvidia coming up. So as long as we could get the majority of these large cap companies to beat earnings by long shot expectations, or just to beat expectations by, at least by small gap, we'll still be on the, winning side with the large cap companies, helping us to get up out of this hellhole soon. Because even though if they beat expectations, we know during the market conditions they could still be harmed and brought down. It's just the fact that we know they ain't being brought down because of the fact that they're not doing well. They just being brought down because of the current market conditions. And after we get through this, we know it's going to soar and go back up because all of them is doing well. We're the majority out of the bunch that we need to help sustain this market, guys. So you already know, guys, that's all I got for this video. Just want to share my thoughts, let you guys know, how I'm feeling. Add your boy on the Instagram at the B Hayes Show. I love y'all. We out, and God bless you. We go.